There you have it. It seems the assassination attempt and the attack on the Holy Mausoleum were all the work of the Western Church. As for the masked knight who led the attack, I'm afraid his whereabouts are yet unknown.
It makes no sense that the Western Church would try such a thing.
It just goes to show that the Church of Seiros is not completely united. The Church is led by those here at Garreg Mach, and the Western Church doesn't have a strong voice on its governing council. I imagine the Western Church has harbored some resentment toward the Central Church for a while now.
The Western Church?
Ah, that's right. Gerald did say that you grew up outside the influence of the Church. The Church of Seiros is split into a few branches across Fodlan, the largest being the Central Church, which is headquartered right here at Garreg Mach. The Western Church lies far to the west of Castle Gaspar, where Lord Lonato held his rebellion. It's situated on the far side of the kingdom's most impressive fortress, Aryan Road. I imagine the Western Church's intention was to eliminate Lady Rhea and the Central Church's authority along with her. Naturally, the Knights will be riding out to question the Western Church's top officials, or rather, to punish them.
When they do, Your Highness, we will likely be asked to help carry out said punishment.
Indeed. Now, I don't mean to be rude, Professor, but I must say your situation is rather unusual. For someone to grow up in Fodlan and yet never have any contact with the Church of Seiros it's hard to believe.
I wonder why the Archbishop would hire someone like that as a professor.
So, those people from the Western Church where... Lady Rhea had them killed, didn't she?
Well, of course she did. Going against the teachings of Seiros like that, quite unforgivable.
Those who stray must be punished, I suppose. That said, Professor,
There you are, Professor. It seems Lady Rhea would like a word with you. Come with me.
None of them commented on the sword.
Archbishop lives. Not that I had ever placed much faith in those swine from the Western Church.
I have news, both good and bad. The remains of Seiros were not in a tomb. However, something else was. The Sword of the Creator.
Ah, the weapon wielded by that thief, the King of Liberation.
Thief? Huh. At any rate, it is now in the hands of the Academy's new professor. I doubt you will be surprised to hear that the crest stone had already been removed from the sword when it was found.
As expected. It would be foolish to keep both in the same location.
There's more. The professor was able to awaken the sword's true power. Even without the crest stone, the sword glowed red. The professor's crest is compatible. There is no mistaking it.
Absurd. Using a relic without its crest stone should be impossible. The King of Liberation's bloodline should not even...
They must be allowed to keep it, for now. I do not have enough information about the professor to act. As for your request, I assent. The Death Knight is at your command. Use him well.
Good. I believe I will enjoy this a great deal.
I cannot thank you enough for defeating those invaders in the Holy Mausoleum, and especially for protecting the Sword of the Creator. That sword is one of the hero's relics, and the most precious artifact in the Church's possession. It is also a weapon of terrifying power. For now, I will entrust the sword to you. Please, use it wisely.
Lady Rhea, wait! Do you truly mean to give the Sword of the Creator to this... stranger? Surely it is not the sort of thing one hands over so readily, even to someone who has the ability to wield it. If someone like Nemesis were to appear again, all of Fodlan would be consumed by war.
Nemesis?
Nemesis, the King of Liberation. He is an ancient king of mankind who was defeated by Seiros over 1,000 years ago. When Fodlan was attacked by wicked gods, it is said that the goddess gifted Nemesis with the Sword of the Creator. Nemesis used that sword to defeat the wicked gods, saving all of Fodlan. Henceforth, he was dubbed the King of Liberation. However, his power began to corrupt him until he himself turned to the darkness. Saint Seros was forced to destroy him. Lady Rhea, I beg you to reconsider. Given a little more time, we could more accurately assess this stranger's abilities.
No. I have faith, Seteth. Faith that our friend here will not be corrupted by wickedness. Since the death of Nemesis, none have been able to wield the Sword of the Creator. Now, after all those long years of being sealed away, it has returned and found a new master.
I understand. As you wish, Lady Rhea. There you have it, Professor. See that you do not betray the trust the Archbishop has seen fit to bestow upon you.
The Sword of the Creator? The King of Liberation? Each tale is more confusing than the last. And I really can't read that Rhea at all. That sword is clearly precious. So why is she so keen to gift the thing to you?
It certainly is strange.
I feel as though we have become entangled in a mystery. And there is one more thing that has been plaguing me. The Sword of the Creator. It somehow feels distinct from other relics we have seen. Such as the one that... Oh goodness, what was her name?
Catherine. Catherine?
Yes, her. The Sword of the Creator is different from her Thunderbrand in one key way. It bears a hole, where something should have been, but is no more. I despise not knowing what is going on. It frightens me. And yet, I place my trust in you. I must. Whatever comes to pass, please swear to cut a path that is your own.
Yep. Will do my best. Lots of turns and twists.
Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Tower of Black Winds. The ceaseless rains that satiate the verdant landscape of Fodlan are accompanied by fierce winds and mighty roars of thunder. This abundance of rain, sparkling as it falls against beams of emerging sunlight, is a constant reminder to the people of Fodlan that nature is ever wild and unpredictable. For when the rain finally does take pause, the clouds part and give way to a glorious rainbow.
It appears at some point I dropped a lot of frames. That's okay. There are new places to explore in the monastery. Oh, really? Awesome. Oh.
I have a new mission for you, Professor. I would like for you to take your students into Kingdom territory to eliminate some thieves.
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, the Lance of Ruin. Their leader's name is Miklan. He is apparently a disowned son of House Gautier.
Why was he disowned?
I believe it had something to do with his lack of a crest. Such happenings are fairly common within the kingdom.
The Crestless cannot unleash the goddess's power even if they possess a relic. Nonetheless, they are still capable of simply wielding those weapons.
The hero's relics are immensely powerful weapons. We must meet this threat with adequate force. Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seiros are away from the monastery, purging the apostates of the Western Church. So we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the Sword of the Creator, which is more than capable of opposing any relic.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon well beyond the other relics. You have nothing to fear.
Not a problem, Gretchy. Thanks for hanging out.
No harm comes to the students. We will also send the monastery's most skilled individuals to aid you.
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner befitting the wielder of that holy sword. Also, you should know that Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. That is all.
I heard about our mission for this month. So, we are to eradicate thieves in Kingdom territory. I'm sorry for dragging you into the Kingdom's petty squabbles. This should not be your burden to bear, but my own.
I'm happy to help.
Thank you, Professor. Hearing you say that puts my mind at ease.
Your Highness? Ah, it's been ages.
It's been a long time. 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed, Your Highness. You've grown so much in those years.
Oh.
I hardly recognize you.
Friend of yours?
This is Rodrigue, an old friend of my father's. I believe I've mentioned him, if you recall. When my father died 4 years ago, he looked after me as though I were his own son.
Ha ha! You flatter me, Your Highness. It was my honor to care for such a fine young man. It's nice to finally meet you, Professor. My son, Felix, has mentioned you on occasion.
What brings you to the monastery, Rodrigue? Is it the thieves plaguing the kingdom?
I'm afraid so. This is not merely a problem for House Gautier, but for everyone. The thieves have set up their headquarters in Fraldarius territory, and are mercilessly pillaging the villagers of that area. You have our full support in stopping those dastards. I thank you for your help, both of you.
Good of you to come, Professor. I've heard much about you lately. Specifically, that you are able to awaken the Sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered. I had, of course, seen your crest before. However, at first, I failed to recognize its true nature. Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is perhaps merely a small part of a greater whole. In other words, your crest is too significant to be detected when using normal instruments. After this discovery, I began researching crests that might fit that description, which allowed for a temporary hypothesis. However, I could not be certain. The crest my conclusions led me to was far too unusual. A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium since the fall of Nemesis, the King of Liberation. The crest of flames. That is what you possess.
The crests of flames?
Your ability to wield the Sword of the Creator has unequivocally proven my hypothesis. A legendary power, dormant since time immemorial and now resurrected. There can be no doubt that this ancient power resides within you.
Manuel's birthday. Oh, God. Well, it's a new month, so... One second. Mint tea. I have. Great.
Thank you for your invitation to... what a lovely smell.
All right.
Thank you. good. Yeah.
All right, monastery secrets. Something to look up to. Fashion. Probably fashion. Yep. Heart racing memories. Breaking together. Books you've read recently. Probably heart racing memories. Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently, I already really know her. First meeting, the view of the bridge, the opera. Probably the opera. Yep.
Yeah. Am I that terrible of a woman? So I'm a little unkempt. What of it?
Admonish or disagree. Boom. Got it. Yes. Gifts. I don't think she likes any of these. But doesn't
Smells
hurt
lovely.
to... Okay, so we got riding boots. Didn't think so. Ancient coin. I don't think she'd like whetstone. Yeah, didn't. Okay, none of these. Doesn't like any.
Your gaze is sensuous. I don't hate it. Every rose has its thorn. Every beautiful leg should have a dagger, don't you think?
Possibly.
Thanks for the treat. Come by the infirmary anytime you need anything. I'll be waiting, Professor.
God, she's thirsty. At least that saves me 1 point this week. Wow. Guess there's that. Anyways, better save. In a new slot. There we go. Now we got 5 total slots. No new supports. Let's go ahead and work on... Okay, now we can change you up. From what, 19? Yeah, 19. So you would lose 1 speed to gain 3 magic, plus a good amount of resistance too. And you would actually gain some dex too. You'd gain a little bit more dex from the thief, but I think we definitely would have need you to hold on. 100%? Yeah, good. Boom. Awesome. And stat bonus.
Easy.
Nice. All right, Ash is maxed out, so we can go ahead and up him in archery. Gonna lose a point in strength. What? No. Fine. Rude.
Oh, what a relief.
Sylvain, still hasn't maxed out. That's fine. Net hasn't maxed out. Ingrid still hasn't maxed out. Ugh. You have 2 points to go. Well, I might as well. Oh, hold on. I might as well go ahead and actually just do the certification now. He's gonna get 100%, so that's always. Oh yeah, I guess I can just.
I must continue.
I guess I can just go ahead and do the certifications, but I would just change them right back. So.
It's all thanks.
HP. Yeah, we could probably just do that for now. Yeah, we got plenty of casters now, so I don't have to worry about that. Then go ahead and put you back to soldier.
Back to the drawing.
Matt, we'll go ahead and put you back to monk. So you can finish that off.
How do you like the new?
That's still currently equipped. Fine, that's fine, and that's okay. All right. But we have a dark seal for something. I don't exactly know. What was the dark seal for? Hold on, chat. Dark seal. Oh. Oh, okay. Huh, okay. For like dark mage and dark bishop. Well, we'll end up looking at. Okay, so with all that, we'll go ahead and save. We don't have any supports, which is surprising. Oh God. Fistful of Fish Bounty Festival. Let's do this.
A stone? Yet as I think of it, the pounding in my chest grows faster still. But is that me? Or is it you?
Indeed. Okay. Ending the thing. Oh! This is the one I'm looking for.
Oh. Why is that fish so still? Wait, is it swimming sideways? Perhaps it is resigned to its woeful fate of being plucked from the water and eaten. Ah, Professor, you are so outgoing with all of the students. I would like to have more opportunities to connect with you, though I'm certain my brother would disapprove. Might you help me with a favor?
Pick up the objects that are scattered on the ground in front of the saint statues. Saints, accept. We are definitely doing this.
Hello
You have helped me so much.
There we go. When you complete quests, paralogs, and auxiliary battles, you will earn renown, which can be spent to restore the statues of the four saints. As you restore the statues, you will gain various bonuses to your unit's growth.
Need something?
Ah.
This one? You're all set. 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 This one? You're all set.
Wow. So I just need another 2,500 points and we got it.
See you again soon.